Now then, look for the approach to the line here. Is this going to be a stage victory then for Team Sky?
It looks like Bernie Eisel on the front, ready to take over is Luke Rowe, and here he goes. He shuts the road down. He's gone to the left-hand side of the road. He's got Mark Cavendish there on his wheel with two Orica Green Edge riders behind him, and Russ Downing is just moving back to fifth.
Sky on the head of the contest then, giving Cavendish the perfect lead out. Remember, Mark Cavendish won the stage here 12 months ago. Is it going to be Mark Cavendish again as they come into the finishing straight? Here comes Mark Cavendish, the Manx Express in the World Champs jersey. This is Cavendish at his best. Up to the line, the victory salute. Mark Cavendish takes the stage here in Dumfries. What a fantastic finish. Well, they got it absolutely spot on, didn't they, Team Sky? They worked hard, finally getting the two breakaway riders pulled back in the closing stages, and then Mark Cavendish with the perfect delivery.
This is what he's about. Mark Cavendish could never have left the Tour of Britain without at least doing this once. The rainbow jersey a little spattered with Scottish grime, but a ray of light between the showers of stage 3. He takes the win. Yesterday's winner Lee Howard was a distant second this time, with Lithuanian teammate Aidis Kruopis in third. Luke Rowe managed fourth, this time without a split. Russell Downing in sixth. In fact, 72 riders finished in the same time.
I knew the finish, tailwind downhill, and you could go pretty early. But I just had a perfect lead out, you know. Luke was so fast at the end, Bernie before him, and then Brad just kept us strung out before that. Like, it was pretty textbook actually, so you know.
Howard edges Mark Cavendish for the overall on count back. That's the higher average placing. Boy Van Poppel drops back to third at 4 seconds on the same time as Luke Rowe. Ross Downing's at 12 seconds, and Garmin's Sepp van Marke is in 9th place at 16 seconds. 17 riders are at 17 seconds, including John Tiernan-Lock and Bradley Wiggins. No doubt about the day's winner. This time it all worked for the world champion. A victory to match his 2011 triumph in Dumfries. There must be something in the air, apart from pelting rain. Christian House has wrestled his Skoda King of the Mountains jersey back from Pablo Urtasun. His lead 5 points, and his target for the Tour locked on. Well, I'm Christian. That's the second time you found yourself in a break, sweeping up points, and it's job done for you today, isn't it?
Yeah, that was the goal for the day, and it's not easy getting in the break, but managed to get there, and got as many points as I could, and hopefully over the next coming days I can get a few more and manage to hold on to it for the rest of the week.
Pete Williams stretched out his lead in the Yodel Sprints competition to 15 points after 2 wins and a third place. And Lee Howard pulled on the IG Markets Gold Leaders jersey for the first time, the third rider to do so in an intriguing 3-way tussle. Congratulations, Lee. It might not have been your first ambition coming to the Tour of Britain, but you find yourself in the lead. It's an interesting 3-way tussle so far, isn't it, between Luke, Boy Van Poppel and yourself?
Yeah, so far it was a bit unfortunate on the first day. There was quite a big crash. It would have been nice to see, myself and Cav would have finished up. But yeah, as you said, it's a close tussle so far. But when you look at some of the stages still to come, I think the GC will soon split up.
So Orica Green Edge's Lee Howard there, resplendent in the Gold Leaders jersey of the Tour of Britain. Matt Stevens, 2 sprinters, 2 contrasting fortunes on 2 consecutive stages, him and Mark Cavendish.
Yeah, 2 very exciting finishes. Obviously yesterday in Knowsley Safari Park we saw Mark Cavendish, who we thought would win, slightly mistimed the finish, leaving the door open for Lee Howard to take a well-deserved victory. But then today, obviously Mark had the bit between his teeth. They looked at this finish. He knows this finish from winning here previously. Perfect lead out from ex-gold jersey wearer Luke Rowe to take him into the final right-hander. The Mark just opened it up, put the afterburners on basically in the final 250 to win by a country mile. And I think he really savoured that victory. Important for Mark today to win in front of this crowd in Dumfries.
I mean, Matt, that's why he's come to the Tour of Britain, isn't it? To win a stage in that world champion jersey and show it off perhaps for the last time.
Definitely. We only talked this morning about, there's only a few stages left that Mark could potentially win. The pressure's off now. He's taken a wonderful victory. I think he'll be a lot more relaxed, and I think we'll see him take another one, to be honest with you.
Possibly even tomorrow. But we'll come to that in a second. Christian House, another rampaging performance from him. Not the only British rider on the attack today.
No, we had 4 out of 5 in the league group, all British-based pros. We had Pete Hawkins from IG Sigma, who picked up the most aggressive rider and won a rather large piece of cheese from Rouleur magazine. Pete Williams, the Hotspots winner now from Node 4, and Wesley Salzburg from Raleigh. So a really nice mix. But you know, Christian House, I mean, super aggressive, tactically switched on, and obviously rode to a plan today, and he's still in that jersey.
Well, plenty to digest, quite literally in the case of cheese, from today's stage, and it continues tomorrow. It could well be a big bunch sprint and another chance for Mark Cavendish. A few lumps and bumps, and then pan flat as the race goes from Carlisle to Blackpool. Join us for live coverage at 1:30 and the highlights at the usual time of 7 p.m. Good night.